Okay, so a ton of stuff has been going on with Batman as of recently. I guess a good place to start is before launch, even. PC versions of the game, we're not getting review copies for the game. We're just not being sent out to anyone. No professional reviews of the PC version of the game had been made, and they didn't receive any copies until the game had been released. That's probably a really bad thing and a really bad sign, like, oh, hey, we aren't allowed to review the game. Perhaps there's something going on with the game that they don't want us to go ahead and talk about. And yes, it turns out, there's some stuff up with the PC version of the game. The console version of the game, though, got good reviews. That's great, whatever. Hopefully, if the PC version's fixed, the game will be lots of fun and everyone will enjoy it. But as of now, it looks like the game has been suspended from being purchased. That's right. Batman Arkham Knight has been taken off of Steam. You cannot buy it right now. Warner Brothers said that they are suspending sales of the PC version of the game following the widespread criticism of the port, which it was a travesty, okay? So, like, I got it at midnight, and some people were having issues with the game at midnight. The game files for me, and this happened to a lot of other people as well, corrupted. So my Steam froze trying to re-download the files. I don't know why exactly. Like, I still don't understand why. Anyway, my Steam froze, and it froze my computer for a few hours until it could, like, I don't know. I guess it just downloaded the game or something. Like, it fixed itself. I really don't know. It was stuck downloading nothing for a very long time, but my internet was actually being used. So I don't know if it re-downloaded the whole game or what, but it was really bad, whatever happened. People had been having to reinstall their game because some of the pre-download files had been corrupted. Some people were just able to easily fix and delete those files and then re-download the few files that were corrupt. I don't know. Other people are having issues now. Jump to the actual game. Game's locked to 30 FPS. That's pretty bad, okay? You're playing an action game. The benchmark for the game is not capped. It's not at 30 FPS, it's at 60, and the benchmark runs fine. So, like, I don't know if the benchmark in-game is from a newer build, and maybe the actual game is just from an old build, or if they worked on the benchmark, like, Rocksteady worked on it, and then they gave off the port to another company to do the actual game or something, because the difference is very huge, okay? I was getting about, I have an i7 3770K processor and a GTX 770. I mean, it's not like top of the line right now, but it used to be really good, right? So 65 FPS in the benchmark. Unplayable when I'm in the Batmobile about 10-15 minutes into the game. Unplayable. Game has huge memory costs. My graphics card only has 2 gigs of VRAM, so 8 could not deal with it. And it has huge memory leaks. People have been reporting up to 12 gigs of memory usage until the game eventually crashes because it's demanding so much. That's horrible. This game does not look that good. Also, a funny thing about how the game looks, there have been showing some textures in the console version of the game, the PS4 version of the game specifically, having to do with the dynamics of the rain and the textures that are not available in the PC version of the game with the settings all the way up, which is really weird, and I don't know why it's like that, and I really hope that the PC version gets not only performance upgrades, but visual upgrades as well, because the textures, just how everything's running and how everything is, it's definitely not as it's supposed to be. There are some things happening that are very bad, and perhaps that is because the port was done by another company. It was done by Iron Galaxy, and the credits, 12 people are credited. I'm assuming that means 12 people worked on the game, which for being a AAA game, like, and going this poorly, obviously that means, hey, it didn't work that well. Like, dude, there's so much frame stuttering, not just the frame lock, okay? Because you can unlock the frames by editing some files, but it makes the performance absolutely horrible. And then there's like no SLI support. You get a bunch of crashes from just random things. You get poor and erratic frame rates. Like, sometimes it'll just be really bad, and sometimes it'll keep jumping up and down, and sometimes it'll be consistently bad and then go up, which I'm assuming is probably because of the memory leak that goes on with the game. Dude, I really, I don't know. And everyone had been hugely upset, which is probably why this is happening. Okay. Why the game is being taken away from purchase. They probably want to try and do some damage control. I mean, on Metacritic, the user score for this game was like 2.5 out of 10. There were, yesterday, whenever I checked anyway, on Steam, there were like, oh my god, like 6,000 reviews of this game or something, and more than 70% of them were negative, okay? 30 of them were positive. That's really bad, especially whenever you're looking at a title that's supposed to be as big as this and that's been getting good reviews on other platforms. Like, that's the crazy thing, is that this game is apparently good, right? It's just no one can find out if it's good or not. So there you go. There's my rant, my rambling, my review, my whatever, my overview of Batman Arkham Knight. If you want to stay tuned for any more Batman news or whatever the game's fixed, I'll actually play it. You can see that. And yeah, subscribe for those things. I'll see you guys. Bye.